Receive guest request now. Welcome! Oh man. Oh man, I'm low on frankincense. Welcome in, welcome. Thanks for joining. We're just waiting for people to log in, to load in before I start off on my grand adventure. All right. I'm gonna look at the gene keys so you guys can look at what I'm looking at while people load in. Welcome, thank you guys for joining. How are you doing? Where are you from? Where are you at in the world? In the hologram? Where have you projected yourself to? Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome. Thanks, Juan. Welcome in. Hey, Fit Bubbles. It's a cute name. Hey, Bradley. Welcome in. All right. Well. Yep, it's in GK15. I've got it pulled too. So we've got, welcome. Thank you guys all for joining. We have 5 people in the house right now. Welcome. Thank you guys all for being here. Let's start out with cards while we gain some momentum in here. Typically I'm up standing, talking, teaching, preaching. But let's open this softly with some cards. Right now I got the Angel Wisdom Tarot out. I'm actually clear these out. All right. What? You're so poppy. 2 of air. 2. Okay, things being revealed. Unable to make a decision. Follow your heart rather than trying to make others happy. Pretend there is no problem. Okay, standing, and then 7 of Wands. Standing up for yourself, your beliefs, having confidence, but also choosing your battles wisely. 2, so we have 7 of Wands. 7 is spirit, so heavy spirit energy. Ooh, and transformation. Okay. Damn, just right out the deck, huh? Getting the Tower, so Pluto over here, Tower and transformation. I love this deck, specifically because it has the castles behind it. All right. Time and transformation, major transformation. You have the 7 of Wands. Again, this is spirit, and the 7 is representation of spirit into form. And this is the Wands is all about creativity, passion, energy. And so and then you have the 2. We got the first card that came out was the 2 of Swords. So the blinds. It's normally, like, obviously she's got the blindfold over her eyes as well. So it's intuition, it's trust, but listening to your inner. So there's inner transformation, and again, walking your path and not trying to perform. Okay, so we have those energies, and justice at the bottom of the deck. Damn, no more games, no more bullshit. It's real, it's time to get real. Divine justice coming in here. With Libra, obviously we have Venus. This is what I called this is Venus and Jupiter conjunct. Okay, in Gemini, in sidereal astrology, and true sidereal astrology as well, but sidereal astrology. Yeah, we've got in GK15, which is the shadow of dullness, the gift of magnetism, and the city of fluorescence. All right, and this is a big key. This is typically, traditionally, this is the birth of all magnetism of creation. So, what else wants to come through, Spirit? Keep having me shuffle. The High Priestess and intuition. being the high priestess, this moon, very moon oriented, moon gets such a bad rap, right? Because, you know, people don't understand the essence of magnetism, of the invisible and the unseen realms. But the moon is all about magnetism and creation. And the high priestess is knowing, knowledge. Wisdom is knowledge in action. It's lived. Passionate, like charismatic. So there's major, you're gonna have clarity, okay? There's gonna be passion, there's gonna be a lot of creative, okay? Creative adventure, movement forward. If you choose to, you understand everything, you can choose to play in loops and continue your old patterns, or you can realize that nobody's coming to save you, all right? And you can utilize the energy. Thank you. Hey Alan, welcome. Loving the hair. Thank you so much. I know. All right. I got out of the shower. I was gonna blow dry it straight, and Venus is like, no, darling, no. So I just went with it. I was like, trust the process. Trust the process. Wearing curly hair for me is, I don't do it very often, especially after I cut off I cut off like 6 inches or something of my hair in the beginning of the year when I got divorced. I was like, thank you, Bradley. Thank you. It works. It does. Yeah, I got the Irish hair though. It's curly. It's really curly under here, and it's a little flatter on the top. So we gotta wandify the top. Anyways, not about me. Kind of. I appreciate it. Hey, ladies. Portia, she's joined. Welcome. Hey, Diana. Diana, welcome. Sandra, welcome. What are we talking about? Well, we just got started. So right now we're in cards. We're getting in the foreplay of the channeling. But this does have to do with Venus-Jupiter conjunction and GK15, which is the shadow of dullness, the gift of magnetism, and the city of fluorescence. So this key is about the light, fluorescence of Earth, of Gaia, the greenness, the brightness. This key was at one point where the sun would rise on the summer solstice. Yes. And so this was a solstice key, but obviously we have the precession of the equinoxes, and so it is no longer that key. All right, but it is leading to the summer solstice in we got 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks until the summer solstice. Hey. But it's about magnetism. So the Earth is magnetic. It's everything, all is magnetism and creation, which is that moon. So we got transformation, which is Pluto's, the tower. Again, we have the angel of time here. Pluto is gonna destroy anything that doesn't serve the soul. Or you can repeat loops and then you will just your soul will be sucked fucking dry, okay? It's not a way to go. It's change or die, right? You're either evolving or de-evolving, period. Point blank simple, all right? Other cards that came out were, again, creativity. It's the 7 of Wands. It's creative passion play. And it's about standing in your personal power, understanding that you are spirit in form. That's 7 of Wands. Hello, wielding that power and allowing for its alchemization. Okay, ultimately, these are 2 alchemy cards here, transformation or tower card, and the 7 of Wands. It's personal power and transformation. And so it's really putting all that you've learned in action. So again, with the High Priestess card that we got with that, right? The High Priestess is, what is that? It's knowledge in action is wisdom. It's lived, it's embodiment, it's experience, all right? And then we also have the Justice. So Justice has been called, and it's about walking in that blind faith, listening to your intuition. Again, that plays in the intuition here, the two of Swords. Listening into your inner compass, okay? Not needing to have external noise, validations, or anything like that. You're truly tuned in, tapped in to what is going on inside you, all right? Utilizing the magnetism, which is the gift, where we have Venus and Jupiter conjunct in Gemini, all right? Where technically it's Pollux, And Castor, the twins in the sky, what we call Gemini, which is the duality of you, the polarity of you, the masculine, the feminine. It is the twins. It is the animus and the anima within, the masculine and the feminine. And it's the balancing of the poles, and it's the complete terraformation, transformation, terra being the body, being earth. It's a total transformation. So what has been called justice has been called, okay, within your personal energy and direction, and in what it is that you're creating. All right, I want to get a clarifying card. I'm guided. I keep being my dear sister, Doc McStuffins is what I call her. But Stephanie is her name. She sent me these. I get so many gifts from my peeps. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. Man, I'm so fruitful at that. I do want to say I'm so fruitful. Oh my gosh, my passion. This is the first year that I've had passion fruit. This might be a little sign for people, but the passion of Christ. Again, that goes, oh, the passion of Christ is within you. Woohoo! Yes, that passion. Again, passion, creative, light, transformation. Oh God. Yes. So the passion of Christ is within you. Anyways, the passion fruit vine that I have planted, I love that deck. It is beautiful, right? Yeah, Ezzy, she put all of her, it's basically like all of her cards in a tarot deck, right? All of her oracle wisdom cards that she's created, her paintings. So she's the painter, the artist, and the writer for this. She's been like that for all of her. Izzy Ivy is her name. Anyway, she took this deck, all of her decks, and she put it into a tarot deck. It's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. So now I got 2 tarot decks out here. So Pluto, Libra, and Moon. And Moon. Oh, wow. So, or Venus, really. And that's so fitting. What am I guided to? I keep being pulled back to the High Priestess and the magnetism. Let me go open over to, before I pop, well, as Izzy, African Plains, 6 of Earth, so 6 of Pentacles. So it has to do with the material realm. Again, and like, what do we got here? Oh, I love this one, the Heartfire, 3 of activations, so 3 of Wands. So we got the 6 of Earth and the 3 of Wands. Here, okay, to clarify, and the origins of light. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, the Strength card. Okay, origins of light. So, okay, so again, it's what we are doing here. Okay, energetically, calm down. Holy shit, the planets are kicking in now. I'm so blessed. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, I turned around and that's so pretty. Thank you so much. Thank you. Who sent those? Thank you, Universal Earth Angel. I appreciate that so much. So the magnetism of Earth, like that is what is being asked and called to anchor the fucking, know your auric field, okay? Like know how palpable, how strong you are, okay? How magnetic you are. What do you want me to speak about? So the shadow of dullness is also dubbed another day in hell, right? That's the monotony. That's what I was saying. Like just if you're going to be in the loop, right? So we have Venus and Jupiter conjunct, okay, in Gemini, which is the merging of the anima and the animus, which the men have the anima and women have the animus, or vice versa, however that goes with Carl Jung, Jungian psychology. But it is your inner masculine if you're a woman, and then you have your inner feminine if you are a man. And it's about merging, it's that holy union within, right? We tend to lean to one side or the other, but it's about bringing those aspects into union. The anima, animus is also about going in, thank you, about going inward and really tapping into the darkness. We get like, you know, you hear, like as soon as you're able to embody both aspects, right, of your power, of your dark and your light, then you become more powerful, okay? And so magnetism is the darkness. I'm fucking wearing black right now, wow. And I got cheetah print. Oh, I got cheetah. This is when I'm wearing these are sassy. sassy energy. You know, I don't get myself dressed. The planets get me dressed. Okay, I typically sit around and be a bum and read all day, random shit. I did get 2 new books into, so this is very much about divine feminine energy being wielded. Oh my God. Yes, the restoration of the body. I went to go bend over and I got a whole nother load of information. I don't have to rush this. I do feel a little bit rushed. Sorry, it's not you. My mouth only goes so fast, Spirit. Okay, and so I did get some new books in. They're fucking huge, but I cannot believe that I didn't have these books, and so when I came across them, I was like, oh, what? What? How did I not have these? But this is the Woman's Encyclopedia of Myths and Secrets. Okay, yeah. And the coolest thing, the first page that I turned to in here was names. I don't know why, but that's what anyways, it was the first page that I turned to. And what I came across was Namu. And Namu is the Sumerian name for the mother of the universe, represented by an ideogram, meaning sea. Ooh, and again, I just want to put the high priestess on top. I just want to put that there. So we're looking at initiations. We're looking at divine activations. We're looking at like walking in through the wielding of the magnetism. Oh my God. And justice. Like, come on. This is the restoration of the divine feminine in the collective field. Yes. Yes. And what does that mean? Well, that means more creative. And that's why this was coming through. And it's more creative passion and play, baby, because it's all about like the woman, an orgasm is what keeps us going, okay? That is pure bliss. That is the yoni in creative flow, all right? And so, happy wife, happy life. So this is about more bliss and abundance coming into your life, if so you choose. That doesn't mean this shit isn't gonna come up, because we're definitely here for transformation. That's what it's all about. But we're here to actually learn to transform through play and through joy, not just through endless cycles of suffering and grief and pain. Like, the fuck? That does exist. And that does build. Again, that was like we were talking about, I was channeling through, was about the anima and the animus and going into the depth, right? And marinating, in the sea of your darkness, all right? And coming back up like Persephone, right? Yes. And being, oh my God, that's again, yes, we're right next to the solstice. Of course, Persephone is going to be in the field. Yes. Yes. Because again, we're coming up from the darkness. Oh my God, that was a whole 7 years of fucking hell. Hello. Anybody else go through like the last 9 years? For me, it's been 9 years of like just boom, 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 tumultuous, like pain and suffering and death and destruction and transformation. Yeah. And she's under the moon. Yes. Yes, and I am. Yeah, we are under the moon right now. Yes. High Priestess, the wisdom of the womb returned, fully restored. Now again, this is the magnetism of the planet. This is the womb magic being restored. This is divine feminine principle restoration. Ooh, and everything that Jupiter touches, it expands right now, and we have Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Gemini. And so it is going to expand to help you see. Ooh, and so in relation. Oh, God. I have these two. Let me talk about me after I finish this. So the ideogram meaning. So the Namu, N-A-M-M-U. Hey, Tarla. Definitely been swimming. And yeah, for sure. That's when it hit, Bradley. That's when I had mine too. That my conscious awakening was in 2017 as well. Yeah. Conscious awakening. That's when shit hit the fan, for real. So I'm right there with you. It's a 9-year cycle. Yeah, Tarla said, me too. Hell yeah. It's been a journey. Yeah. I felt like I was being drugged behind a truck going down an Australian back road with the fucking my hair on the hitch. Just ta. Yeah. I went to hell. Seems like y'all were there with me too. Yeah, 2018. Right there, right there, right there. Exactly. Exactly. It's been, huh guys? We ready for some orgasms? We ready for some magnetism and fluorescence in our life, for some greenness? Absolutely. Exactly. Learned lessons. That's right. Absolutely. Growth. No joke. Yeah. We're like, no, don't take the Matrix, butterflies, rainbows. Pa! Fuck! That's not a rainbow. That's a leprechaun. It was intense, right? Yeah. Absolutely. Leprechauns be like, you don't get my gold, you fucking witch. Attack of the fairies. Oh, they seem so nice. They bite. It was intense. Okay. So the Sumerian name for the mother of the universe was Namu. I wish I could type that in. It was a leprechaun riding a unicorn. Yeah, right? That was a lesson for me too, yo. I hear ya. Whenever you won't let go of the Jezebel, source sure shit sends you plenty of reasons to let go of it. The Jezebel spirit in us all. The lust, right? That one's super. Super. But the devil fucks so good. I don't know. I'm sorry if this is too crude for you. You might need to leave. This is not my normal booking content. But what's normal? I don't think we're fucking normal. All right. So Namu, she's like, girl, I'm just getting you juicy. What you mean? I'm like, yes, bring in the unicorn, motherfucker. Bring in the unicorn, because I done got the steed that looked like Donkey from Shrek. Yeah, the hair. Oh, now it's going to go flat because I'm inside. I'm outside. Oh, my God. When I'm outside, like when I was making that video, pre-video, oh, my God, because I'm in Florida. Just like some beauties that are in here, like Nan. Dude, so the humidity, and I'm by the ocean, so it's like, it gets really big. But inside, indoors, low humidity, it doesn't. Florida here, Stardust, you out here too? Where are you sprinkling at? Well, you don't have to say so. You don't have to ever give away your location online. Ever, but good to have you here with us in Florida. Okay, so, and this is the mother of the universe represented by an ideogram meaning sea. So Namu means, it's a meaning for the sea. She appears to have been identical with Tiamat, or the primal mother called Manu, in both India and Egypt. I.e., examples are the deep that existed before creation. According to Sumerian scripture, she gave birth to heaven and earth. Ooh, the primordial mother. So that was what actually I opened the book up to today. Isn't that fucking cool? I was like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I also heard I was listening to a podcast today about the mother of creation. So that is a very big theme right now for us, the mother of creation. She wants her creation to play. Again, we grow, we create. So we're talking about a new earth, right? Or at least I do. Especially in my last few videos. What am I talking about? I've been talking about a new earth for fucking 10 years. But, and then the other book that I got, just so I can show it up here, was the Woman's Dictionary of Symbols and Sacred Objects. Again, get these. I'm going to put them in my Amazon cart. My Amazon shop on my link tree in my bio, if I'm allowed to say that. If they were in the TikTok shop, I'd add them. But I don't know if they are. Yes. Oh, and the first thing that I opened to in this one, Spirit, why does this matter? It apparently matters. The one that I opened up to this one was ritual interlacement patterns. And again, I did make a video a few weeks ago talking about before the full moon, or the new moon. It was the new, no, it was a full moon. Before the full moon, I was talking about doing the pentagon ritual. Hexagram, not pentagon. Why did I say pentagon? The hexagram ritual. The 6, the earth, air, fire, water, and the ether. The fast, fasting, water fasting, not dry fasting. I actually did a fruit fast. I'm gonna be real. I did a fruit fast for 5 days in Saturn ritual. But anyways, ritual again. These are the geometries that the planets make. Again, each one of the planets is connected to a geometry, the sacred geometry patterns that they make in the heavens. And that's their cycles. Okay, some do 12 years, like one sign a year. It's like Jupiter, one sign a year. Saturn, and it's 30 years to complete its pattern. Venus takes 8 years to make her pattern in the heavens. Okay, so like again, they create these geomancies, or the web, which is what we know as the Great Mother, which is the 13th sign, and the Great Archon, the Great Spider, the Mother Spider that weaves it all together. And that's that primordial mother, or the ocean, the sea, the vast sea. I found one of your videos on Telegram. It's crazy how you just popped up on my feed on TikTok. Well, wonderful. Welcome, Prophet. 33-144. Welcome. I'm on Telegram. Who's Telegram? Who's posting my shit on Telegram? Tell them thank you. Thank you. I like free advertisement. Oh, who don't like free advertisement? That's what's up. That's word of mouth. That's good shit right there. CT. Okay, so the ritual placement patterns and ritual interlacement patterns were used in pre-Christian tribal religious ceremonies, such as weaving spells, invocations, and magic circles by Druids. Druids were also called the Cedars of Lebanon. The Cedars, the Great Cedars, were the Druids. Okay, that's an esoteric thing. So when you hear about the Cedars of Lebanon, this is the Druids, all right, which were shamans. Again, we've already had the 6th root race. That was all the shamans. This is why Jesus, like, they all look like they're wandering in robes and look like, you know, tribal shamanic beings, aboriginals, because they were one with the earth and the heavens. That was the 6th root race. But again, I digress. We'll keep on track. Shamans, witches, wizards, pagans, healers, and seers. And in medieval times, by ordinary folk, all at seasonal festivals. Maypole dancers. You know what that is, where they have pole and like dance around with it. I'm sure you guys have all. I even did this in elementary school. I remember doing the Maypole dance. What books are we reading from? This one is the Women's Dictionary of Symbols and Sacred Objects. I will have it, I will put it, I will link it in my Amazon when I'm done with this live tonight. So again, this is making the maple. I remember doing this and I grew up in a little Hispanic, predominantly Hispanic community in Southern California on the Colorado River. But anyways, my school, I remember them we would get different colored, you know, what is that stuff called? Not banners, but party. You know when you go to dress up your, what the hell is it called? Why am I not? I do it every year for my kids. What is it called? Ribbon. We'll just go with ribbon. We'll say the word ribbons, okay? I did that at your school. You did it at your school too? Yeah. So we were all doing like little pagan rituals. Streamers. Love you, Bradley. Thank you. The streamers. So yeah, but we would, well actually ribbon would have been correct because we didn't use streamers at school, but I was trying to think of the word streamers, but ribbons is what it was. We'd all have different colored ribbons and we'd walk and go over each other and have music playing and like, I was saying predominantly a Hispanic school because I remember in the big open concrete, my eyes are going upwards and backwards so I can like go through the file of my fucking childhood memory that I have left. It's like it's It's like visualize Bruce Almighty whenever he opens up the endless drawer, you know. Anyways, that's what my brain, the filing does. Anyways, there was Hispanic cultural dancers. Long story longer. It was Hispanic cultural dancers, and we had like the maypoles and everything else going on. So very cool. Anyway, so that's what I opened up today in this book. The relevance of that is, I don't know. We'll find out. I'm here channeling, flowing, and in a flow. I'm in the flow state. And that's the best state. Oh, and see again, Persephone. Yes, I'll get to you. So the story of Persephone is, again, diving into the depths of her own hell to retrieve Hades, right? She marries Hades, which is like the devil within herself. She marries him. And then she gets to go back up, but she still chooses to go back in and to stay married to Hades, right? So she fell in love with her darkness, and that is that magnetism. And that's so fitting, because in the Gene Keys, GK15, if you got your Gene Keys book, get it the fuck out and hang out with me. Act like we're sitting around each other, because if we were, we'd all have our Gene Keys book out and having a little gathering, because I'm nerdy like that. Okay, I still am like that. It was for me. I just randomly started making flower crowns today. I'm on the right path. You are, I love that. Oh my God, Tiffany, please like post the pictures of you making it, or just show us your crowns. Thank you, Tarla. Yeah, show us your crowns. Oh my God, that's exciting. I love that. I've always wanted to go to one of those. Which Gene Keys book do I have? I have all of them, but the one that's in my hand is what I call the manuscript, the Gene Keys manuscript. Not the contemplations, but the main one. It's like, I have the original, so it's different now. It's blue with little rainbow dots on the front. Mine is held together. This is sports tape. Who will win the World Cup? I don't care. I don't know, man. I really don't care about any of that. How is that relevant? Let me look into my crystal ball, brah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, my book's definitely been used. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Nan, if you're in there, babe, can you do me a favor? Yeah. I love the laughs, though. I love the laughs. Okay. African plains. Oh, my God, and here's the cheetah spirit talking to me. Look at this. Look at it. 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 Look at my pants. Look at my pants. That's what I mean. Yes. What is this one? The sixth of Earth guardian. So pentacles, hexagram, Venus card. It's a 6, and the heart fire, and the origins of light. Yeah. So again, the restoration of the magnetism of the plane. This is a wonderful. I love Izzy and her visual context here. So again, this is that restoration. Look at it, even here with the symbol, with the patterns. Okay, the geometries, because that's what life is. It's sound, and it's light, and then it's a geometric shape that the sound light makes, and then we get to figure it out with numbers. Isn't that? Or we can scale it with numbers. Isn't that fucking cool? So numbers are everything. That's why the Bible is so coded the way that it is. It's so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, so another day in hell is the shadow. And this is about the shadow, GK15, again, where Venus and Jupiter are conjunct in Gemini. All right. So, and Shakespeare even came up today. It was funny. And somebody, I don't know, it was just somebody's I'm not on Instagram. I just can't. Somebody's video on TikTok. Why did I say real? Ugh. Hey Blair, welcome. Bonjour. Bonjour. Hello. How are you? And so the Divine Comedy, Dante's Divine Comedy. So let's dive into the shadow here. Sit with it We gotta get people to go away. Oh, it's inappropriate. Funny, but inappropriate. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God, the handy dandy things people go to. You know how much effort that had to take? She said, oh wow, it was written in the stars. He's trying to impregnate the sky. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the Divine Comedy here. So Another Day in Hell is the shadow of dullness. And the divine Dante has, for the Shakespeare, right? Well, Dante, for the most part, remained a mystery with a wider world. And yet, in his supreme work, The Divine Comedy, Dante left us with arguably the greatest map of human consciousness ever written. Whereas Shakespeare used drama, Dante used allegory as a means to communicate an immortal truth. Thank you. And about the human nature. The Divine Comedy essentially describes the geography of consciousness as it moves from the lower frequencies to the very highest. The 64 keys, the gene keys, can be experienced at 3 levels of frequency: the shadow, the gift, and the city. Dante named these levels of consciousness hell, purgatory, and paradise. Oh my God. Yes, I did. Look at this shit. I have to show you. And I gotta immediately put it back in the fridge. But I went to the store, like every fucking mother does, like 30 times a week. Probably not. I mean, I end up going to the store like every other day. But anyways, look at this. Look, Promised Land. Okay, Promised Land. When I picked up my kids' chocolate milk, yeah, Promised Land, paradise, the Promised Land. Let's get there. Let's talk about it. And yeah, I'm gonna be an amazing ADHDer, and I'm gonna drink my leftover coffee from this afternoon tonight. So I don't go to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning. So if you see me commenting on your videos at 1 in the morning, it's because I'm drinking fucking coffee. All right, so the 15th gene key is a key aspect of a complex set of genetic blueprints known as the ring of seeking, the human seeking. In this genome, in this codon, that initiates your evolutionary journey from being unaware of your true nature to your eventual awakening as an expression of the divine in form. All your struggles, pains, agonies, triumphs, ecstasies are written here in this codon ring, because the Divine Comedy, it lays down the geography and topography of your journey towards awakening. That's why it's so good to get your damn gene keys done, okay? Like, do sidereal, okay? Do your sidereal, not your fucking tropical. Do your sidereal, okay? Repost, share, it's free. Keep her going till that coffee runs out. Aww. Just keep me going. I love you, Nan. You're so cute. Look at how she pins this. You're so cute. Mwah. I gotta send you a coffee. CBG isolates for ADHD. What does that mean? What's CBG? Coffee, bloating, and gas isolates for ADHD. Oh, like CBD, but it's CBG? Is that what you mean? I've been trying to find good sidereal sites. Any suggestions? Yeah, thegeneticmatrix.com. I have my affiliate link in my bio. But yeah, that's right here. Geneticmatrix.com. It's human design and astrology. And you can pull up your gene keys chart too. But get your gene keys. It's a CBD, but it crosses 2 barriers. Cool. Coffee, bloating, and gas sounded good too. Oh my goodness. Oh, geneticmatrix.com. Genetics, GENETIC, genetic matrix, MATRIX.com. I would type it in, but I can't. Actually, no, my shit's got like no battery left on that. Okay, so you want to get your gene keys, you want to know your profile, so you can look at what specifically what your Venus sequencing is, what your, well, I mean, you want to know all of them. That's what I do for the quantum natal charts. You want to know all your placements. You want to know all the gene keys that you want to know all the keys that you're coded to. So that's why I do the like a cosmic blueprint session. That way you're going to see the 88 days prior to being born and the 88 days prior to being born, your design side, and also your typical horoscope, which is the day that you're born. Because they matter. Like for me, I have an affinity. Anytime that Jupiter and Venus conjunct, which is like once a year, it highlights in my life. They're going to commune through me. I'm going to get all kinds of downloads and everything coming through, because when I was born with Moon and Jupiter and Venus all conjunct, and on my descendant. So I had those 4 all right there the day that I was born, which is extremely fucking rare. And so I am naturally, I move around a lot, and I am naturally governed by that union of Jupiter and Venus. And Moon. I love the Moon. All right. So here we're talking about the codon ring of seeking, and we can pull up that. Yeah, I'm gonna living a library. I'm gonna pull it up online. You can hang out with me while it loads. What are you doing? What the hell is that? Because I got this magnetic thing on there. There we go. Magnetism, codon ring of seeking. So if you have your gene keys already out, and you have gene key 15, 39, 52, we're playing bingo over here. So if you have any of these keys, right, these are the keys that are part of the codon ring of seeking. So even though Venus and Jupiter in gene key 15, they're going to activate the entire codon ring of seeking. Okay. Hello, Chosen. What's up? So you can either have gene key 15, 39, 52, 58, 54, or 53. And so you're looking at provocation, stillness, bliss, ascension, and super abundance. Did I just get all of them off the top of my head? And I did. Those are just the cities though. Okay. So fluorescence is the 15. Liberation is the 39, which I said provocation, but that's a shadow, is to provoke liberation. The 39 is liberation. 52 is stillness, the city of stillness. Yes. And then 58 is the city of bliss. It is. And 54 is the city of ascension. And 53 is superabundance, which is the end of evolution. So, all right. While it's, like I said, we're on the precipice. We are, oh, divine intelligence. Here it is, my own little cards. Divine intelligence. So, like I said, we're on the precipice of entering, if you will, the new earth. It's a resonance, which is already existing. What we're doing is we are the ones that cast this reality. We are the ones that project the reality. And so we have to build that. Like, oh my God, my higher self, my future self looks like this, dresses like this. It's a new identity, right? It's a new reality. And so we are remembering and also doing the actions, right action, that orients us into living and existing within that timeline. There are things that we have to do, movement. Doesn't mean that we have to put all sorts of effort. No, we magnetize it in. We visualize as if it's happening, right? People that want to play piano well, right? They say to train yourself, see yourself playing the piano, and then when you actually go to play it, you're better at it because you see yourself doing it. You want to see yourself lose weight or look great? Then you see yourself as that, and you affirm that to your body. You affirm that you look good. You do things that affirm that you eat healthy or you eat in alignment to what it is that is going to fuel your body, right? You want to have a shelf. That's what I'm working on right now. So you want to have a shelf. So you got to get your ass out there and you got to do some squats. You got to take some creatines. Not necessarily you, but this is what I'm having to do because I'm having to build a shelf from scratch. Okay? What's those numbers for? I apologize. I'm not sure what you're referencing. They are part of the codon ring of seeking. And your gene codes, all right, and your like whenever you get a regular astrology chart done, you're just gonna get like the degrees that you were born. When you go get like a quantum natal reading done, or even just like with genetic matrix with me, or if you just pull your gene keys chart in sidereal. Let me lift this little doohickey up a little bit. Okay. Oh, it'd probably help if you guys let me mirror the damn thing. There you go. I mirrored it for you. Now you can see. Right. Can you see? Oh, other direction. Anyways, there's like the traditional astrology chart, okay? Like your typical astrology chart. But the difference is around this chart is numbers, okay? Well, these numbers, like this one right here is 15. These numbers represent one of the 64 codons in your, of the 64 codons, which make up for the 256 qubits. Oh my God, now I gotta zoom out. Which would make for the 256 qubits in the binary coding. And binary is, again, the doubling sequence, or what is known as the Christ spiral, but it is the doubling sequence of your DNA. All right, and then the 64 is the 8 by 8, or the cube, okay? The cubed consciousness, or I've got it. The cubed consciousness. I've got to go back. That's going to drive me in bonkers. But we don't need to have it. We can do that now. Okay, cool. So I can see myself like I'm looking at myself. That's so much better. All right. So anyways, the gene codes are the 64 codes of consciousness, which are the energy, the emotion, okay, of the human condition from the spectrum, the human spectrum. All right, emotional spectrum. And it's using Jungian psychology, mysticism, I Ching, human design, astrology, the Christian, like Gnosticisms in here. This book, the Gene Keys, is a beginner into initiation, essentially. Yeah. And so when you get your Gene Keys, those are specific planets, like your Jupiter, your Venus, your Mars placements, your sun sign, your earth sign, conscious and unconscious. So Gene Keys gives you an unconscious and a conscious side. But when you do a quantum natal blueprint with me or a cosmic blueprint with me, then you're going to get 88 days prior to being born, which is where you find certain planetary alignments in your Gene Keys, or your human design. and you're going to get the day that you're born, or what people know as a horoscope. If you just go get a basic astrology reading, you're missing a lot. Because degrees, yes, they're cool. They have interpretation, and that's awesome, but it's really based on archetype, and then like the body, and like you're dealing with with like the zodiac. And that's archetypes of expression, but when you get into the gene codes, then you're working with the human psychology and the emotion that the emotion that rises. Okay? The emotion that comes to the surface. And whatever you think you are in tropical, that is not what you are in sidereal. And tropical is an overlay matrix. It's not who you are. It's not your personality. It was where the planets were at 2,000 years ago. You're welcome. You've been living under a rock, under a brainwashing system. Precession of the equinoxes is real, okay? Nothing is fixed except for Polaris. That is the only star that is fixed. Everything else moves 1 degree every 72 years, to include the fixed stars, okay? Okay. So the vernal equinox isn't always beginning on Aries. Otherwise we'd always be in the age of Aries, bruh. But we're not. We're in the age of Pisces, ending the age of Pisces, and about 258 years we'll be in the age of Aquarius. We got brainwashed in the chat. Okay. Yeah, I know. Is that what you mean, Blair? Is that what you mean? Like the image with... Yeah, with the small head. It was funny. It was funny, but I did have to remove the person. But it was funny. Yeah, yeah, and then we find out time isn't linear. Yeah. Well, that's how we actually can tell the true time, like time, if you will, is through the cosmos. Like you look at the great ages. So wherever the sun rises on the vernal equinox, that's the age that we're in. That's the true time, you know. And then, you know, you use the moon. When you look at the new moon, it was actually before the vernal equinox. And that was that denoted the last month. And then we came into, which would have been March. Then we come into April on the next new moon, and then that's the new year. So nobody really knows the true year that we're existing within, if you will. So people are like, oh yeah, we're gonna shift in 2027, and because of alignments, and that has a lot to do with Ra Uruhu, who channeled in the human design system. But he used tropical, which keeps Aries fixed at the vernal equinox every fucking year. And that's not applicable to the human psychology and the cosmos. So it's black magic. Right, we posted a Happy New Year on April 1st. Cool. But that really wasn't April 1st. April 1st would have been the first new moon after the vernal equinox. Yeah, it's about 20 degrees. Yeah, it's 23.5 degrees off, actually. Yeah. So it keeps, that's like ordering, you know, that's like, I use the example, but it's the example of like ordering DoorDash to 23 streets away from your house and expecting you to get your food. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's not how it operates. And there is no... So the 23.5 degree plays into NASA and their wobble. We've got a wobble. We've got a tilt on the Earth, and it's 23.5 degree tilt, the wobble of the globe. That's what it plays into. So do you see how it all of the matrix mayhem plays in there? Wobble, wobble. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby. Exactly. We just do not do the fiscal year thing at all. I mean, you're gonna have to run two systems. You understand? If you're in service or you have like a job in the 3D matrix, then you're gonna be running two different, you know, calendars. Fuck, I run three. I've got the Mayan calendar here, and then I write on it like the actual date from the last new moon. You know, so I've got the Mayan calendar sunk up with like they did a thing where they sunk up with the Gregorian calendar. So you have 13 months along with the Gregorian, like following the Gregorian count, which is all fucked up anyway, messed up anyways. But technically today, as what is it, June 8th, it is actually the 22nd of May. Today's May 22nd, technically. Like from the vernal equinox and the new moon after the vernal equinox, denoting April. March. Yeah. Is the sun rising further north? No, it's in the west. It would be. What do you mean? What do you mean? Is it rising higher in the north? It has an analemma, so the sun, like, it gets closer to the center or the Cancer, the Tropic of Cancer, in the summer. It goes inward and low, below the ecliptic. So the analemma, the 8. When it's a big loop at top, and then it's a little loop at top, and then it goes big at the bottom. So at the solstice, it's at its lowest point at the bottom of the analemma. I have a handheld. Have a blank one? No. Of course, why would I have the blank one out? No, I have the one I have written all over. Fabulous. No, that's not gonna work. And it's definitely not gonna wipe off. It's been sitting on there for a long time. Let me see if I can find a different whiteboard that doesn't have writing all over it. Alright, I don't know where it's at. Let me just get a notebook. And I will draw. Cool. Give me a marker. So, we'll just make that the equator. And then there we go. All right. So analemma, equator, this is the sun's path. So Christmas, we're here. Winter solstice, which is winter solstice, we're here. Summer solstice, we're down here. Okay? Equinox, we're right here, dead ass in the center. Equinoxes, the equinoxes, twice a year here, dead ass right there on the center. Summer, the sun is at the lowest. Winter, it's at the highest. Cool? Does that answer? Does that answer it? Yeah, not a space agency. I love that. I'm sorry, I'm just catching up on the note on the messages. Yeah. I don't disagree, but I did hear something interesting the other day. What'd you hear? 13 full moons a year. Oh, nice. That was her golden year, 21 on the 21st. That's awesome. That was her golden year. No, you cannot call me mommy. Thank you. Thank you, Nan. You're doing awesome. Summertime for the North America. The sun does rise in the northeast. Okay. For me, it's in the west. Right on the paper, right on the writing with the whiteboard marker. Wipe away. Oh, is that how you do it? Dude, that shit's so, it's been on there for like ever. I don't even, it's a formula. I'm actually kind of grateful it wouldn't rub off. It is, oh yeah, I was doing slopes. It's a slope formula for like grid work. To get like the slope and the angle is math. Who actually uses algebra after high school? Sometimes I do. Yes, the north does get its 24-hour sunlight, right? And in the winter it gets 24 hours of darkness. You okay. It's how you imagine it. I heard that the binary twin solar system is what causes the tilt. Okay. The binary twin solar system? That's new. I've never heard that. I've never heard of a binary twin solar system. I know we have our physical and then it has an etheric reality. But everything has an etheric double. You never pass. Neither did my daughter. Neither did my daughter. And that seems to be, well, she did pass it, but barely. That has been a dilemma, which is why she's taking geometry for summer school. Online, thank God, but yeah, math is not her thing. Now my son, on the other hand, he's got mom's brain. The firstborn gets their father's, the firstborn daughter gets a lot of their father, which in my case wasn't a bad thing. Brain and men, like the way that their brain operates. My sister can tutor her. Aww. Who's owns? Talk about our son Andon. What's that? What's Andon? Some people be making up a whole bunch of shit though, girl. I'm just letting you know. Like, they got demons attached to them. Like, all kinds of shit. Like with Keylontic science. I mean, I understand why she made the second language. The Anahazi language. And it was to bypass like copyrights, but there's a whole cult built around that. I mean, creativity is what this world is about. Creativity is what this world is about, truly. But you also just gotta be really mindful of how fucking delusional people can be. What's the biggest concern for our people? There isn't a concern. It just is. It's a happening. We shouldn't be concerned. We have gone through so much as a species. Okay. So, moving on. So back to your true nature and the awakening. So again, this energy is about the essence of Persephone. The energy where we have Venus and Jupiter right now. That's really what I'm talking about is GK15. So let's get in there. It's connected to, again, the codon ring of seeking. It's in your physiology. It connects to the liver. So you might be experiencing a liver detox or could be assisting yourself in a liver detox. It connects with the amino acid serine, S-E-R-I-N-E. Okay. And its programming partner is GK10, and that's Sagittarius. GK10 is right at the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn. It's actually the key that switches into Capricorn. GK10 is the gift of naturalness and the city of being. So being natural. So this is what fluorescence is all about. It's the magnetism. It's really being in your authentic expression. That's what it ultimately boils down to. So when we're working with like, well, what do we do? What's the concern with humanity? The concern is that they're not going to emotionally mature beyond the age of a fucking third grader. That's the concern, is the emotional awareness. But it's not really a concern. You know what I mean? But that's what people need to be doing. It's not just like deep shadow work and going back and reliving all your trauma. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please allow your now moments, your engagements, and living, okay, to be your healing. It's not to go and sit and reflect in all of the pain and the suffering that you've already gone through, because then that just shoots your nervous system into fight or flight and fawn and freeze and brings that pain right back to the now moment. What we need to do, or can do, is read the fucking Gene Keys, understand the human condition, be nice to yourself, realize everything that you've experienced in your life is a program. You've been an NPC working on autopilot. Okay? Working on autopilot. I'm not worried about any of that. Why do you care about that? 40% of the ocean. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It rejuvenates itself. There's so much more ocean underneath the ocean anyway. Stop it. Why do you worry so much? People worry so much about this shit. It'll be fine. It'll rejuvenate itself. Just like your body. It rejuvenates itself. It's okay. I love that. I see where it's coming from, but you need to focus on you. And you can have your little extracurricular activities and do all your fun stuff, but having fun with it. But there's no sense in like, oh my God, the world is ending. Oh my God, the world has melted and reset. There's been plastics well beyond the amount of plastics. There's so much shit that has already like been destroyed, come and gone and destroyed. Do you know the mountains, a good majority of the mountains were petrified giant and beings, human or titans, but human, okay? And animals, petrified, frozen, like stone that made it's our landmass that we're walking on. You know, your fucking pink salt is giant muscle. Like a giant's muscle that's been out of a cave, and you're putting it on your food, you're eating muscle. NPCs, we're at Costco all day today. You were an NPC too. You were an NPC too. We were all NPCs until we had our awakening, until we were plunged into the bottom of our own pits of hell. Period. Yeah, she said, all is well in my world. Good. Good. So yeah, the thing is that we need to do the inner work, which is to pause, to pivot, and to redirect, to not react, but to learn the art of responding and how you want to respond to your reality and to the people. Okay, and that comes with a position of understanding what you put out is what you get back, right? And not to have so much worry. Know that everything is perfect exactly as it is. And whatever opportunities you're given in life, it's like it gives you the opportunity to see your attachment style. Are you clingy? Are you detached? Are you emotionally avoidant in your relationships? Do you numb? Are you hypersexual? Are you, what is your go-to? Do you go on a bender? Do you like go irate? Do you shut down? Do you self-deprecate? What do you do? And then to redirect that into something that's healthy and creative and inspiring for you. And to engage with people without judgment and a whole bunch of judgment and criticism, and anger and animosity. Because what people don't understand is that what we call karma, the actions, okay, well, they're also thoughts and emotions. And whatever we don't process in our life, and every other person doesn't process and doesn't learn how to process, we're over here fucking alchemizing it constantly. That's what the world stage is. It's all of the evil or the animalistic nature of humans that are underdeveloped, and their diabolical thoughts that go into the ether and create egregores or jinns and genies and like spirits, disembodied spirits, and then they gotta find a host to work through, and then we're over here fucking alchemizing it. So okay. There we go. So yeah, that's what needs to happen. So when we look at the gene keys and we look at the human spectrum of the shadow, the gift, and the city is the city is where the initiation lies, where there's innuendos or traces or little treasure hunts for those that are on the initiate's path, right? So to be an initiate, to be from an adept, or really to be from an adept to an initiate in the passage, or to become the priest or the high priestess, okay, or the master or the teacher, all right, within the brotherhood or the sisterhood of light. Okay, thank you, Deborah. Yeah, treasure hunting. So that's where the cities are at. But when we look at the human spectrum or the gene keys, right, the shadow is where we get the depth. The shadow, another day in hell, right, or the hell realm, or like it's Persephone going into her own hell, right, or Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. Same thing. It's like going into the hell within yourself to find that it's actually not you're not fighting it. You're embracing those aspects of you, like your old self. It's not to judge it when you're like, oh my God, I'm so high and mighty and spiritual. But bitch, remember where you came from, and to not like be hyper judgment. I can't believe I did that. Oh my God, whip me. I am evil. Ah! I must repent. I'm so bad. No, just stop doing it. That's your repentance. Stop fucking harming yourself. That's your repentance. Repent to the self. So you don't gotta praise to anybody outside of you. It is do what is right by you, for you. But what the Gene Keys offers, right, is an understanding that this is a human spectrum of consciousness. It is a human condition, that you're not unique in your fucked upness. Just like you're not unique in your righteousness. Even people that attain an enlightened state of awareness, and they're like, yeah, I'm an atheist. I don't even believe in God. They're not righteous in their atheism. They're not unique. There's literally a chapter on it. There are those that will proclaim there is no God and still attain Godhead. It is not unique. It is a fucking code. It is 256 qubits of the cube, of the base programming. And then you're building Solomon's temple, which is the ability. So the gene keys, the 64 codons are the base amino acids building blocks for the base carbon 2% codable DNA. Okay? Let me show you an image. And then you're going to build on the plasma or the gold within Solomon's temple, which is within you, which is building the second temple. This body is the first temple. And then you build the second temple within, which is not built with hammers and chisels, and there will be no sound in Solomon's temple. What you're doing is you're adding rooms, if you will, to your base 256 qubits of capacity within your hardware, and you're getting software updates by activating your plasma DNA, which secretes rarefied hormones into your body, into your bloodstream. And it activates the plasma DNA, which stimulates the higher capacity within your antenna, your mind's ability to receive beyond the lower astral, lower mental, and into the causal plane, and from the causal plane into the higher mind, and into, or basically the higher mind, and then the crown of the cosmic being. The plasma, the stellar code, stellar consciousness, the heavenly realms. So I'm down. Well, then you got to start with the base, though. And you are the base. The 256 qubits is the base. That was in my last live. Unfortunately, I did get to upload it, but they muted the video because I had music playing in the background. So much fun. So now I'm just playing jazz music, chill step, whatever it's called in the background. So this live can be uploaded. All right. So here's just a little diagram here with the, again, this is Mayan. This is just to show you, because they saw, the way that they created it more like a chip. All right. Whereas Western astrology is again, it's the circle. It's, you know, the Mazzaroth. But here's another one. Let me turn it around so you guys can see. Whereas the Mayans made it look more like a microchip, because that's really what it is. It is the microchip within you. You get it? You see it now? Each one of these corners is a section of one of the 4 corners of the mind. Okay? And so the temple that arises, so this is the 256 cubits. Well, this is actually expanded. It's the 441 cubits. So this is even beyond the dimensions of the base 256, your base 64. Okay? And even that is a little limiting, because that's based on an 8 by 8, or the 8 squared, which is cubed, which is the 64. But again, there's the 9. And that's a hidden part of the I Ching, and that was specifically left out. And then that gives you extra rows and columns, or it gives you extra lines. Whenever you do the 9 by 9, which is the 81, which again, that adds coding. It adds coding. So again, we're living in a simulation. All right, simulation. What song is that? I think it's the score. Living in a simulation. Anyways, we're in a simulation. Okay, and so the NPC aspect of you has to be upgraded. Okay, that is your base programming, and that's what the Gene Keys do. They massage you into the human consciousness, the human condition. And you can use this every day and track your transits, track the transits, where the planets are at in the sky. You can use sidereal, because that's where the planets are at in alignment with precession of the equinoxes. True alignment. You can also use the Mayan calendar, or an almanac. But either way. So these keys help you to understand the human condition and to elevate into a gift coherence, which the key to it isn't to scrutinize yourself. The key is to understand that everybody has darkness. We all have a past. And those that rise from that and allow that past to be not who they were, but to see it for what it was, which is that you were living out and inherited patterns. And you chose to be the pattern breaker, to change. That meant that you showed up differently than anybody else in your family ever has, okay? With the patterns that you were given. And you didn't pass them along, you chose to be the embodiment of change. And as you do that, and you embody more love, and you choose the power of redirection instead of reaction, instead of being, like, say you were a crash out, you don't crash out anymore. Say that you were hyper dependent on, somebody else to make you feel validated and seen and loved. You no longer, you validated by yourself. You love you. You find yourself worthy and valuable. You like your own company. And so you're no longer attention seeking. Or maybe you had addiction in your family, and you had addiction and then you broke it. But not in a sense of to where you're like, I'm an addict. You're not running around saying, I'm an addict. No, you're just like, that was a chapter in my life, and I just don't care to drink. I don't care to smoke. I don't care to, do rails, lines, whatever. Like, you understand? Like, that's just, it's not even if it was, you were at a party, you wouldn't even like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Right? So you broke the addiction, right? Or sexual lust, like escapism is also an addictive behavior. So There's all kinds of things so that you are changing and or being in codependent relationships or toxic marriages. Lots of people in our generation are leaving their spouses because they're like, yeah, I'm not going to continue this dynamic. It was unhealthy for my mother, for my grandmother, and my grandmother and my great-grandmother couldn't leave. My mother had the ability to leave and have her own checking account, but she still didn't leave. So now it's up to me to leave. I got to leave. I got to play. That means you got to live out the dynamic. You don't just get to be like, oh, well, yeah, it was, and I don't have to do that. No, you literally have to fucking live out the dynamic to heal it. That's the fucking crazy shit. How are you going to heal something that you haven't lived? You can't. Oh, I'm going to make believe that I had something and I'm going to let that go. No, you actually have to go through it. So you go through it blind. And you don't realize it. And you're living in fantasy and delusion. And then reality hits. And you got to make that tough decisions. You can't stay. You got to choose. Or maybe you came from scarcity and lack and financial poverty. Maybe you're a hoarder and you have to stop living in a mindset of lack and poverty and hoarding everything. And maybe you have to go minimalist. Maybe you got to live out of your fucking car and go homeless and lose everything. So that you learn the lesson of letting go and being okay with having nothing instead of hoarding everything because you're so afraid of losing everything. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, these are the patterns, and you will, when you go through the gene keys, you will recognize your humanness. And then as you learn the art of contemplation, you know, how you say you had an interaction that day that wasn't all that loving and you wish you did react. You're not going to condemn yourself. You're just going to be like, damn, I really should have done better. I could have done better. Then you sit and you contemplate and you're like, okay, how would I like that conversation to go? Then you run that conversation how you would have liked it to have gone in your mind. And you do Ho'oponopono. I love you. Please forgive me. Okay? You do that. And it reorients it in your brain. And so the next time that cycle or that opportunity comes up, because it will, whether, you know, it might be somebody pissing you off in a fucking store. You given an opportunity to not lose your shit. Somebody's yelling at you in your face. And you're like, oh my God, last time this didn't go well. This time, I'm gonna let it go. Because it's just it's the pattern, but or the demon, the thought, and the emotion playing out through another host. And a person, you're not at war with people. You're at war with principalities of darkness. You're at war with emotions and thoughts that are in the energy field, that are in the field. They're disembodied essences that take host and somebody that's detached, that is unaware. We call them NPCs. Right? And so that's living in hell when you don't know, when you're unaware. They're literally living in hell. And you are mad at them because they're NPCs. They don't know any better. It took my mom fucking being unalived and a fucking medium calling me to get me on my path. And then many years of deconditioning. So, like, don't judge the NPCs for being NPCs. They're just not there yet, if ever. But they are literally living in hell. That's their hell. Because they're living in patterns. And they think that they're making choices. But they're not. They're just regurgitating their ancestral patterns. Whereas you have been awakened. And now you're on your initiative. You're in the initiations to evolve. And that's what the Gene Keys offers. It is a very, very loose glove into the initiations. If you really want to go deeper into the initiations, I highly suggest you read Alice Bailey's work and Manly P. Hall's work. And definitely the Bhagavad Gita and the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. There you will get more in depth into the initiations. And here I always thought, And yes, didn't have an inner dialogue. Thought I didn't have an inner dialogue. I think you do. You don't? And here I thought NPCs didn't have an inner dialogue. Remember, there's different levels of NPC. Okay. Like the great movie for that one is Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, right? You know, he put the glasses on and he tried to put them on his friend Buddy, his buddy, right? Guy and Buddy. And Buddy had self-awareness. You know, he had some self-awareness, but he was too scared to put the glasses on at first. It wasn't until the very end of the movie, right? What am I hearing? Like water or something. Oh. Well, I think it's a 100-gallon fish tank behind. She said, fish tank? Yeah. Ring light, that didn't do any good. Fish tank. Thank you, Miss Deborah, for the pause. Big old bubbles, bloop bloop. They're just chilling. Those are cichlids. And then a beta. There's more fish in there. I think they're sleeping. They're hanging out behind the reefs. Nice little pause. Thank you. Yeah, when my... Oh, there he came out to play. So, all right, into the fun of it. Into the fun of it. So, anyways, essentially with Venus and Jupiter conjunct Gemini and GK15, it is just about realizing, you know, the depths of the hell into which you had experienced, which you have experienced. And now it's like collectively we're going to be shifting through. I mean, obviously, the world will be in chaos, okay? But what's being restored through that chaos is joy, is play, is liberation, is the magnetism of the mother, of the womb of creation. It is the natural harmonics being restored, which will allot for us to build that new earth, if you will, but the energetic resonance to that reality to which it is that we ultimately will shift into the holographic reality. And things will start to disappear. Like, again, this is the restoration of the magnetic field and of the mother, of the power of the mother, of Namu, right? The sea is the electricity, is the creativity, like the instant manifestation, synchronicity out the wazoo, alignment, like you think it and therefore it is. Like things just happen, right people, right times, all that. It's healing, it's liberating, all of the fun stuff. My goodness. Okay, so let's get into I'm actually hitting the Schumann resonance. That isn't that funny? And the Schumann resonance for the last couple days has been like timeline jumping, if you will, like the big old gaps. Fish tanks are good for PTSD recovery. Well, I mean, I didn't actually buy the fish tank. My ex-husband did. That was his thing. But when he left, or when I kicked him out, he left everything. I mean, the fish tank included. I told him to come get his fish, and he was like, no. All right, fine. I will learn how to take care of fish. Well, thank you so much. So I had to learn how to take fish. I had to learn how to take care of fish in a fish tank, which was never my job. It was never my job. My job was the kids and the animals, but no fish. No, I like them. It's comforting. It's really pretty too. All right, so the 15th gift is a gift of magnetism. It's called hitting the Schumann resonance. So the 15th gift represents the inner barometer within your DNA to the Schumann resonance. All human disease comes about because of disturbances between your individual electromagnetic field and this greater field that emanates from the earth. Whenever your frequency ceases to correspond to the Schumann resonance, you are out of kilter. You're out of whack with your natural rhythms, and the chemistry of your physiology experiences pressure and stress. One of the great challenges for modern humanity is to learn how to slow down. The Schumann resonance is a frequency oscillation that moves far more slowly than most human beings are used to, especially in the modern world. Time moves uniquely for all life on Gaia. She has never been in a hurry. The power of Gaia is the power of greenness. So if we left our planet exactly as it is for 1,000 years, our cities and roads would once again become green forests. See? I'm pretty sure the girl that was worried about the welfare of the ocean and the earth isn't in here, but see? If we just leave shit alone, it gets better. That is the speed, power, and pace of Gaia. Since magnetism is the binding force of all creatures and forms, the more deeply you move into the Schumann resonance, the more magnetic you become. And again, that's the divine feminine. She's not out there. The moon isn't out there chasing nothing. Okay? The feminine isn't out there chasing and hustling. It is about attracting. Okay? We have to live in right action with ourselves. You have to honor yourself, and all things will come unto you. Right? Build the temple, honor your temple, honor yourself, and all things shall be given unto you. Oh, you are still here. Okay. I know if we leave it alone. Yeah, but putting more worry into it doesn't help either. But I understand. Raising awareness. I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is if we just leave the fuck alone. Same with you. Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. So, the speed, the pace of Gaia. Since magnetism is the binding force of all creatures and forms, the more deeply you move into the Schumann resonance, the more magnetic you become. This is all about trusting the natural ebb and flow of life's events. You can see how the agitation of the lower frequencies so easily experiences these slower frequencies as dullness. The fact is that when the frequency of your DNA hits the Schumann resonance, your experience of time stops completely. These are truths that are still experienced and embodied by many of the indigenous cultures alive on our planet today. To live closely to the Earth's natural rhythms is to experience the wisdom and clarity that comes of moving more slowly through the world. Okay, so what else here? The 15th gene key, the very state that you feared, life force, taking away your life force. So as you ascend in consciousness to the gift level of the frequency of the 15th gene key, which is magnetism, you experience for the first time the underlying beauty of life's diversity through the subtle mutation that takes place within this key. The very state that you feared was taking away your life force actually becomes an awesome font of vital magnetic energy. Dullness is no longer dull. It is as though you were peering into an empty vessel and suddenly realize that it isn't empty, but full of potential. This simple shift in attitude allows you to unlock the higher magnetic latency within your DNA. Such magnetic power is the foundation for the law of attraction, the universal law that draws towards you that which serves your higher purpose, be it money, people, or resources. Until you hit the Schumann resonance, the effortless power of this law cannot be realized in your life. So key is slow the fuck down. Take it nice and easy. Slow down. That's why our external world is like go, 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 go. Because if you're out of alignment and the calendar system is the way that it is, right? It is to keep everybody on a constant go and out of rhythm with the Earth's natural rhythm. So people that have this gift or have this trait, and you don't have to have this gene key to have this trait. You don't. You have all 64 of the keys. Just if you have a planet or a node or ascendant, descendant, MCIC, or even one of your, what is it called? Asteroids in this key, you have an affinity towards it. Or even if you have one of the keys from the, or gene key, its programming partner, GK10. Or if you have one of the keys from the codon ring of seeking. Just basically everybody has all these keys. It's just if you have a planet there, you have a lesson there. And then you also get even more of that gift. Once the lesson is gained, though. That's fun. Some of those lessons are hard. Ain't no lie. Just like the circadian rhythm of our bodies. Exactly. That's basically what this key is about. But it's being in that natural, like, harmonic balance within your circadian rhythm and within your life, though. Not just a day or a vacation, but like literally being, like, creating a life to where you're not in hustle, that you're actually in the parasympathetic nervous system. Like, you're in relax. You're not in fight, flight, fawn, and freeze. Okay, so the gift of magnetism makes a person physically glow with life force, literally making them appear larger than life. It is a gift filled with enthusiasm and openness, and above all, it is a gift of love. As the universal unifying force, the magnetism unleashed through the 15th gift allows you to harness all the power of the natural world. Such people often have a very strong connection with nature or with the animal planet and organic kingdoms, either personally or through their work. Being rooted in the natural world and its diversity of rhythms, the 15th gift has a natural respect for all sentient life. Just as magnetism holds families of the same species together, people with the 15th gift feel a deep kinship with humanity. This is the gift that will readily accept and work with any extreme human behavior or sphere. Magnetism does not exclude anyone, and the more diversity these people encounter in life, the more fulfilled they are. The real beauty of the 15th gift, however, lies in its acceptance of the ordinary. To experience life through this gift in the world of William Blake, a writer, to see heaven is to see heaven in a wildflower. It is to view the holographic vista of life as complete, exactly as it appears before you. To the 15th gene key, there can be no separation between the mystical and the mundane, because life is experienced as an immortal journey through all the mythic strands and stories of human culture. Through the 15th gene key, you stand amidst the mundane as a warrior. The most boring, everyday issue can seem to you no less than an opportunity for personal transformation. The great spiritual trials are no longer met in the extremes, but in the everyday. In your relationships, while doing the dishes, cleaning the house, or going to work. This is the origin of the mystical saying that in order to find heaven, you need never to walk out your front door. You could summarize the gift of magnetism as being the power to influence and be influenced by the means of the aura. See what I mean? Like the last fucking few days, all I've been doing is talking about grays and spirit bodies and magnet, like the energy. I told you, I've been channeling this frequency. And I didn't even look and see what the hell, where Venus and Jupiter were at until today. Ha ha! I'm not ha-haing you. I'm like, wah to myself. I'm just a vessel for the divine. Period. That was a gray day. It was a gray day. And I saw 2 grays. I would kick them the fuck out of my energy field, girl. If you're talking about the beings, then I would definitely them out of your energy field. It's not a fear, babe. We just command what is allowed and what is not. All right. So, all life forms, so here we go. The gift, the last piece of this. All life forms radiate bioenergetic energy fields which interact with the environment through geometric laws. And again, that goes to when I pulled out the book, the geometric patterns, the rituals. It is the 15th gift that unlocks the power of the aura to conduct and relay information between different forms. The more resonant your aura becomes with the Earth's natural frequencies, the wider your aura spreads, bringing you into contact with many of the hidden realities and kingdoms within nature. Eventually, as the frequency of your aura comes into perfect resonance, it interlocks with the Earth grid itself, and your consciousness expands exponentially, becoming one with Gaia and all creatures. That is what we are. Some of us are at a point or a precipice of unlocking within a group, within the group fractal. What are you trying to integrate, babe? I think it was an oops. They didn't mean for me to see them. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch your, yes, the grays, yeah, no. I've got videos, I got like 4 videos on that, or 3 at least. You don't want the grays in your field at all. Like, I refuse to even be on, no, you do not. You do not engage with them. I don't care if they're like, yeah, but we're good ones. No. That is a hive mind, and no. You do you, boo. You do you. Fuck it. Figure it out. Again, everybody's got their lessons, man. I learned that a long time ago. No. And I passed up opportunities in life because I will not work with people that work with that. Hell nah. To the nah. Hell nah. No. You're making me put fucking frankincense oil on. Ooh-wee. All right. Yeah, we're gonna put a lot of protection on right now. Frankincense, back of the neck, and that'll block from coming in astral entities and attachments from group consciousness. It's protection. Run it up through. Okay? Nothing from getting in through that. Okay? That's a psychic entrance. So block it. Yes, frankincense is what the wise men brought. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I do too. I put it on before bed as well. I always put frankincense on. That's like my Yeah, I have like a bottle by my bed, a bottle at my desk, a bottle in my purse. That and rosemary and eucalyptus as well. Thank you. Thank you, the roof. All right, so now the city of Fluorescence. This is where the initiation comes in. So, let's see. Now this is the city, the emergence of Shambhala. Also, to let you guys know, like being in here in this call, like while we're 75 people watching. Oh my God, the fuck? I try not to look at that. Oh my goodness, hi guys. So the essence of people being in this live is like you're also holding a field and we're integrating this into the collective, okay, as a group. So again, you know, thank you for being a part of this while we have the Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Gemini at the white hole. So that's another thing is like, that is the white hole to the black hole. So Gemini and Sagittarius are an axis, and like an axis like point. And so Gemini being where you've got Orion and you have like the opposite to Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius has the black hole where it's got the galactic center, the great attractor, all right there. And the Milky Way essentially like right there between Scorpio and Sagittarius and Ophiuchus. And then the opposite to that is the white hole where we have Orion or Mintaka. And then you have Gemini and Castor and Pollux and the pillars. But that's the white hole to the black hole. Okay. Essence. So in the cosmos, in the cosmic mind. So the 15th city, Fluorescence. The 15th city is a quality known as fluorescence, a word that essentially refers to the process of bursting into flower. Each of the cities, in fact, represents a process of fluorescence. Each one of the 64 citic states of consciousness represents the process of fluorescence, or the blooming, the flowering, right? And if you get your chart, then you'll have an idea of which cities will bloom, which XM radio stations bloom within you, right? So each of the cities represents this blooming process, fluorescence. That is what the higher self represents, your ultimate flowering. Fluorescence cannot be chased, hurried, or enforced. It is a state that occurs to humans sporadically, meaning that no one can predict it if or when it will occur to a particular person. One thing alone is certain: we humans recognize it when it occurs in another. A person in whom consciousness is spontaneously flowering is a person surrounded by magic, by light, and by a tangible magnetic mystery. As the zenith of human magnetism, fluorescence manifests like a supernova through the human aura. And once it has begun, it keeps expanding and expanding into deeper and deeper dimensions. Such a person becomes a magnet for the many others who hunger for such states. Although fluorescence cannot be predicted, there are certainly signs that may appear before it occurs. If we look at the 10th gene key, the gift of naturalness, which is the programming partner of the 15th gene key, we find a clue. When a person becomes truly natural and comfortable in who they are, then they become truly accepting of theirs and others' lives. They are close to flowering. Fluorescence is experienced when awareness finally comes to rest, because only when awareness stops seeking itself can it truly rest. When it does come to rest, consciousness, which was within it all along, finally shines through. The ancients and sages said that the mind must be still, or that all thought must stop in order for reality to be perceived. This has actually been a misinterpretation through the ages. It is not that the mind must cease
but identification with the thought and the thinker must cease. Alan Watts, I love him for that. Right? Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. Let's go, fam, 100K. I appreciate that. Hearing the above truth, many have sought and continue to seek the source behind awareness. However, no amount of tinkering with awareness can reveal the truth. This is why there's no technique or system that can ensure enlightenment. Awareness has to come to rest of its own accord. It is a great and wondrous mystery, the fact that there is nothing that can be done to speed up our flowering, which can be seen as a blessing and a curse, right? So to the mind, it seems a curse because the mind likes having something to do. To the inner being, it is a blessing because the embodiment of this truth will lead to a progressive levels of relaxedness. Ultimately, fluorescence depends on nothing. It cannot be created, not by meditation, not by good karma, not by any form of effort or by effortlessness. Fluorescence is grace. It occurs whenever and wherever it feels like occurring. The 15th gene key forms the main stem of the codon ring of seeking, the multidimensional genetic subprogram in all human beings. Each member of this chemical family ignites a different pressure that begs to be resolved in our lives. For example, the 54th gene key rises up socially, spiritually, and materially, whereas the 52nd gene key seeks a state of complete rest. It is through the mystery of the 15th city that all this pressure to seek is finally brought to an end. If you look at nature, which is the root of the word fluorescence, you will see that nature produces many buds on many different plants, but that all plants flower at unique times. Furthermore, the buds on each particular plant open collectively in a great rush of dynamic energy. In human beings, enlightenment operates in the same way through different time periods and epochs. Enlightenment never occurs to just a single person. You hear that? Never occurs to just a single person, but successively jumps across generations during a certain time period. It is I'm just playing on time period, but yes, epoch. It is a phenomenon that once ignited will play itself out through many different fractal flowerings in many different kinds of human lives. From the time immemorable, mankind has devised intuitive systems to understand the rhythm and timing of when people are born. There are obvious and fundamental truths that different cultures have discovered. Each of the 64 keys has a position within the arc of the year, creating a unique genetic astrology for each of us. People born with the 15th gene key, prominent in their hologenetic profile, are nearly always born at or close to the summer solstice. This is because the power of the solstice is the power of fluorescence. Now, mind you, the sun isn't in this key yet, but Venus and Jupiter are. So the two most benefic planets, because the sun and the moon are not planets, they're luminaries, right? So the two most benefic planets are here. So Jupiter is expanding this, everything that it touches, and Venus is bringing it into harmony and balance. So it's like getting fertilizer and sunshine at the same time, because Venus is also the morning star. So we're getting fertilizer and sunshine, right, in this key right now, and the collective coding. Now understand, when you look at the cosmic mind, you're looking at the mind. And so people here are the embodiment of these transits. right? This is a conjunction, not an opposition, not a sextile, not a square, not a quincunx. We're a conjunction. These are unified energies. They became one. All right? It is Jupiter and Venus, Lucifer and Vishnu together as one. This is a powerful energy. I'm here to fertilize. I love it. To throw the fertilizer. That's right, girl. Go out there and be the motherfucking flowers. Be those wildflowers. That's what you are. Like, you're in this live. You're in this. You're permeating in these frequencies. Those that are here, choosing, activating, like even sitting with it, like, I don't know shit, but I'm here for it. You're doing it. You're doing the damn thing. Not every character in the movie that's in the movie is gonna be like the main character, but they all get paid for the fucking movie once it hits the fucking box office. They all get paid. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Supporting actress, supporting actors. You're the main character in your reality. You understand? But you're not gonna act like somebody else. You're gonna be you. And so these energies are gonna filter through different people. But you're living this. You're understanding that these are codes that are playing in the cosmos, and we're here enacting it on the world stage in the dream. And that's fucking amazing. Flowers are very patient. They are, right? I walked out this morning out of my front patio and I planted all sorts of gardenia. I love gardenias. And I walked out this morning and they all bloomed. They all fucking bloomed. I walked out, I smelled air, and I was like, oh my God, they bloomed. I was like, oh my God. Now I want to be able to open up my windows, but it's so damn hot here right now. It's like 97 degrees right now. Not at night, but during the day. But still, I was like, oh, I went over to the flowers. Oh my God, I love you so much. I really have them all over my house. So, all right, continuing on. Where the hell was I at anyways? Summer solstice, flowering, fluorescence, bursting into flower. So their potential seems endless. Their diversity of their interest appears. Okay, so I didn't even read that. So fluorescence as a word goes much further than flowering. Fluorescence refers to a process of exponential bursting into flower, as though the focus is not simply on a single flower, but on an entire tree of flowers all bursting into bud at the same time. This is what such people do when the grace of fluorescence occurs to them. The flowering in many, many different directions all at once. Their potential seems endless. The diversity of their interest appears inexhaustible, as though they were flowering in every possible sphere of their life at the same time. Such a being cannot stop anywhere and allow themselves to remain with any particular path or way. The awareness within them does what it must do. It reflects the energy of spring, always moving, growing, exploring, and delighting in whatever passes before it. The 15th city can only occur when the mind has completely given up control. Fluorescence is utterly confusing to the mind. It is too spontaneous, too unpredictable, and too wild for the mind to follow, let alone manage. It would be rather like a writer writing 100 books simultaneously and jumping at random between them, while it's at the same time holding down 100 other jobs and moving randomly between them. Fluorescence follows nature's own wild organic rhythms, which demand an attitude of trust, surrender, and childish delight. When you come into perfect harmony with the Schumann resonance, time itself will stop within your being. This is an impossible experience to relay in words. In the words of Christ, it is when we mystically inherit the earth. We come to experience the mystery of philos anthropos, the pure love of humanity embodied in the principle of philanthropy. All of life is now seen as philanthropic, constantly giving its own essence back into the world. Philanthropic. Thank you. Philanthropic. Constantly giving its own essence back into the whole. This codon of seeking is currently undergoing a deep mutative process that is changing the essential rhythmic structure of all life on our planet. Above all, it is bringing humans into greater awareness of the delicate balance of living biological systems, and in particular, plants. As the pressure of human seeking burns away the greenness of our planet through the pollution and industrial expansion, we are coming to realize that we are also responsible for these great changes in global rhythms. Our climate is simply the byproduct. You here for this? You here for this? Our climate is simply the byproduct of a deeper energetic change that is taking place. Deep within the genetic codon, the dynamic energy of liberation is moving via the electrical and explosive 39th gene key, which is the city of liberation. This gene key is, in its higher frequency, is actually a precursor of the great change that will transform all life on Earth through the 55th gene key. But it all begins here in the ring of seeking. Yes, I am. Good. So, yeah, you heard me then. Yeah, 555. Dude, actually, it's 23:41 on my clock, which is 23 is a 5 and 41 is a 5. So I got 55 on my clock. Boom! I'm with it. I'm with it. All right. So this gene key in its higher frequency is actually a precursor for the great change that will transform all life on Earth through the 55th gene key. Oh, you're in Maui. Yeah, see, you're 552. But it all begins here with the ring of seeking, with the amino acid known as serine. Human seeking will eventually burn itself out. That is the higher trajectory we as a species are following. Whatever it looks like on the surface, okay? Each of the 6 gene keys in this codon ring will awaken in a sequence, beginning with the 39th gene key and ending here with the 15th gene key. As this awakening moves through humanity and nature, we will experience powerful, subtle Earth changes as our primary magnetic grids are recalibrated to a higher frequency. What did we have happen today? I'm not done. It's not done. It's not over. But what do we have happen today in Florida? What never happens, we had a fucking earthquake out here. Yeah, an earthquake out here. Well, it was in Cuba. But nonetheless, we got the ripple effects up here. I was sitting on my back patio, and I was like, what would happen if Florida had an earthquake? And then no shit, like 2 hours later, we had a fucking earthquake here. She said, I'm in Tampa. Yeah, look it up. We had an earthquake here. It was a 6 point whatever down off the coast of Cuba, and it rippled out over here. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm used to it, like California, where I'm from. That's common. That's common. But out here, that's not common. And it's hotter than hell here. It feels like I'm in Arizona. There's hardly any. There's still humidity, but it's nothing like it normally is. It's normally super swampy, humid here. Right now, it's like UV index is scorching my fucking. This is the time of year where you don't have to water your grass in Florida. It's raining season. Guess what? It's not really doing raining, and the UV index is incredibly high. So scorching. Thank you, Nan. You're like a mighty, powerful moderator. She's like, you've been having big quakes out there too? And then we had, in Japan, they had a volcano go off in Japan. So lots of earth shifts. We've been having a lot of earth shifts, obviously. But it's actually getting quicker. I'm telling you, we're like really fucking close. All right, so what the 15th city really does for humanity is align us with our higher evolution. It is always difficult to see evolution beyond our own. Nonetheless, they exist. Our great teachers and mythologies have always been aware of them. The earth itself contains subtle kingdoms of a far higher frequency than humanity. And these Davic kingdoms, Davic kingdom is another word for angelic, okay? And these Davic kingdoms are also preparing to take a leap in consciousness by merging with human consciousness. The great fluorescence will occur when hidden higher forces, latent within the earth itself, rise to the surface and absorb human consciousness. This awakening from within has long been a part of all human mythology, which tells of great cities within the earth and a shining jewel at the center known as Shambhala or Agartha. Such myths testify to the genetic change that is sweeping through all our DNA on our planet. It is even impacting the evolution of the galaxy and cosmos itself. Fluorescence is a mirror of the supernova we will see in the heavens above. But it is a supernova that takes place deep within the structure of form itself. In a nutshell, fluorescence is the explosive chain reaction of enlightenment of all forms to the true nature of consciousness. It is stamped into the destiny of every living creature, and it is coming to humanity very soon. Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it, bitches. I'm just saying. I was channeling all that before I even read the motherfucker. Well, I mean, I've definitely read the book a couple hundred fucking, no, at least 1,000 times. But you understand? I don't even have the track. I don't even have the track then. I just am the embodiment. Like I said, it's not about me, but just saying. I was channeling this shit. Great content. Yeah, you can thank Richard Rudd for that book. I'm just the reader. And I was stuttering and fucked up words too. But it's okay. I'm just out here being me. I'm not perfect. Just the channel. Just the channel. Yeah, it was great. We are the super, and I was even talking about the solar flash. All that coming through. All of it coming through. And I brought out the board with the slope. I'm not even going to worry about it. Just don't even worry about it. Just know that it's happening. It's happening. It's fucking happening. I'm going back to the cards that we began with, which was, the first one was transformation. We got 3 major arcana out of 5. 3 out of 5. Okay, that's a win. Transformation, justice, and high priestess. I'm that high priestess, by the way. Yes, yes. If we just had the moon and Venus and Jupiter all together right now, it'd be like, it's the opposite. See, my stellium's in Sagittarius, literally opposite to the, well, not exactly opposite to this. Mine's in the 26th, but either way, it's in the opposite sign to this. She said, we are. So, I love being your messenger tonight and confirmation of all of this amazing, like, transformation justice. This is, again, the divine feminine. This is the reyoking. This is the etheric body and the rise of Shambhala. I even said that too in my channelings. Oh my God, I gotta go back and watch all 4 of those videos that I put out. You definitely have a zodiac sign. You're a goose. You're a goose. Thanks for being here with us. You're welcome. Thanks for hanging with me, Tim, the whole time. The whole time. I think you were one of the first ones in. I watched 10 times. You did? Man, she's like, I was just sitting there, just let it play on repeat while I was washing the dishes. I appreciate that, girl. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody, everything, all that we've done here. Every bit of us. Every bit. This is like the poppin', pop, pop, pop. You know, like I always think of fluorescence like the popcorn bag, right? One starts popping, then it's like pop, 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 pop. And then it gets down to pop, 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 pop. And then you're like, shit, pop it out unless you like your popcorn burnt. Then what the fuck is wrong with you? Who likes burnt popcorn? There's gotta be something wrong with you. But anyways, you understand what I'm saying? Like we're about to be like a popcorn bag of enlightenment. Pop, 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 pop. And again, back to it is mundane and mystical all at the same time. No, not tonight. Maybe another time. Not tonight. Sorry. Sorry. My coffee has wore off. My throat is getting tired. You're welcome, Tiffany. I'm glad that you had fun. Yes, I don't always come on and read the Gene Keys. I used to do it a lot more. It's fun. I've never played with Egyptian tarot. I have not. That's very interesting. I know my Egyptian sign, which is water. It's the same with Mayan. I'm a dragon. So it's birth and water. And then in sidereal, I'm Scorpio. Again, water. Oh, you missed it. It's okay. It's all right. It'll be on. I'll have it on replay. I'll have this on replay on YouTube. Although you guys could always go to my YouTube and subscribe. That would be super amazing, wonderful. I'm just below 2K. I would love to hit 2K and wake up to 2K. I'm probably like 80, maybe 90 subscribers away from it. That would be really awesome to wake up to 2K. You guys can go to Quirky Cosmo on YouTube and just subscribe. That would be wonderful. In case anything ever happens on this app. But I also am supposed to be, I'm not supposed to do shit. I just live vicariously in the moment and whatever spirit has me doing. I swear I had, like earlier I got the hit at like 2 o'clock to go live and I was like, nah, I don't feel it yet. And then I was sitting around after I made dinner for my son and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go shower and get ready and go channel. I was like, they meaning like Venus and Jupiter want me on. I was like, well, I'll do it. And so I got ready and I had to trust the process with the hair. So anyways, let's get a closing card a closing card. I do like her unveiling the golden age, but I'm gonna have to read. That's not the one I want. I do like that, but that's not what I want. I don't want a tarot deck. I don't want a tarot deck. I want her actual deck. Where's it at? Where is it at? Is it down there? No. Where is it at? Girl, where the hell did I put your deck at? There it is. Beyond Lumeria. Let's see. I got out another Izzy Ivy deck. This is the Beyond Lumeria deck. Just to get a closing card. You haven't got this deck. Let's get a closing card. Unveiling the Golden Age. Actually, I haven't used these in a long time. Subscribe! Thanks, Tiff. Thanks, Tiff. Welcome to the subscribers. I think I have like... Oh, thank you so much. I thought you meant to the TikTok. I'm like, I don't really... But yes, you subscribe to YouTube. Thank you so much, babe. Oh, thank you guys all for subscribing to YouTube. Really? That's all I gotta do is ask for people to do that? Thank you. Wow. Home. Motherfucking home. Come on. Come on. This is Return of the Heart. I'm out. That's it. We did it. We're here. That's it. Relax. Just do it when you want to get to it. Relax. Just do it when you want to. Y'all know the feeling, that one. Home. Home. Hello. Returning to the heart. Returning to the blueprint. Again, this is Jupiter, Venus, expanding this key right now. You're wondering why the sun was having so many heart populations. Come on now. Come on now. Let's go, he says. Let's go. I love it. Let's go, Mike. Let's go. I think it's Mike, right? Mr. Big Heart. Peace, love. Heart-based presence, grounding, finding home within yourself, wherever you are, the body as the temple for the soul, travel, finding family wherever you go, occupying yourself, connecting to your unwavering, infinite depths, and the collective oneness. Divination meaning. This card invites you to align with your temple space. Consider all the amazing things your body does and how you effortlessly move through reality. Become aware of the many gifts that come from a deep sense of truly occupying yourself. Often, very intuitive souls exist within the upper chakras and may struggle with the density of being human. You may not feel like you are from here, but as though you are more accustomed to navigating the world with different parameters at this time on earth. It is a blessing to have a vessel of a body. It is an opportunity to make a difference, to celebrate it. You have dreams and visions and may yearn to float around in the etheric realms, but it is when you are fully grounded and present in your bodies that we can actualize these ideas and make a difference. Be grounded, find your home, just like a tree. The deeper our roots, the higher we can reach into the heavens. I kind of just liked seeing it as home in general, like the returning to home, returning to unity consciousness. Another reason why I don't always like to read the books, but I feel interpretation is better. Isn't it a beautiful card? I just love it. She's so precious. And then we got to Tiamat earlier. Namu, to begin. Returning to the mother, returning home, justice, and the final transformation. All right, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys all for being here. Thank you for everybody that subscribed to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. I know, right? Wow. I am excited to live fully, but I am also excited to see what messages come chiming through over the next few weeks. Tiamat, no, not the dragon. No. Back to the beginning. So this is the woman's encyclopedia of myths and secrets. The first page that I turned to when I got this book was names, specifically names, but Namu. It's at the top of the page. I pulled the page 717. 717. What is that called when the numbers mirror each other? It's the same as it is forward as it is backwards. All right. So Namu, N-A-M-M-U, Namu, is the Sumerian name for the mother of the universe. What I was seeing when I was seeing this. All right. The mother of the universe, represented by an ideogram, meaning seed. She appears to have been identical with Tiamat, or the primal mother called Manu, in both the India and Egypt. The example, the deep that existed before creation. According to Sumerian scriptures, she gave birth to heaven and earth. Namu. 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 Woohoo. Woohoo. She gave birth to heaven and earth. Yes. Yes, I appreciate all mythology as it paints the picture for human psychology, for the human experience that we project. Yes. All right. So the mother and the returning to home, the depths of space within us, and then again the fluorescence, the rising of the Davic kingdoms to absorb into the human, right? And to rise, Shambhala, to rise up and to return to our origin state, our Adam Cadman state, our celestial or angelic state as the perfected Adam, the completion cycle. Fluorescence first. Pow, 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 pow. Think of that popcorn bag, or just a field of flowers blooming simultaneously. The Christos, the Christ Sophia. It is a holy union within the divine feminine and masculine. Yes. The sun and the moon united as one in holy union. Absolutely. Anything else, Spirit? Endless opportunities. And followed by paradigm shift. And paradigm shift. Oh, my fingers are covering it. 13. What is it called when the numbers mirror each other? Crystalla. Aw. Wow! Reclaim your energy. Unique gifts, which was the 55. There you go. Also, Julie, the daughter of Augustine. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, an anagram. Thank you. Anagram. But it was the number. So, because I turned to page 717, which is spirit mirroring spirit. That's how I see it. Like the one just being like the division between. But it's 1415, which is a 6. But anyways, and that goes back to Venus, but she's also the 8. Crystal keys. All right, I'm done. I love you guys so much. There it is, that 55 again. I know. Yes, and that's freedom. You know, honestly, the collective has been in the sun has been rising on the vernal equinox in Pisces in GK15 since the 1920s. So this whole thing with human design and tropical astrology, like, oh yeah, no, in 2027, it's going to be the year. That's the year, because that's whenever the sun moves into GK15 on the vernal equinox. It's like, no, it's been in GK15 since the 1920s on the vernal equinox. So like, it's already been happening. But since you guys are using tropical astrology, you're completely deficient or incorrect, or like not correct at all about the liberation and of freedom. We've already been experiencing grace. We've already had the 7th seal. Like, it's not just going to begin. It's completion. So, but that's what happens when they just listen to, my hair is like crazy right now. When they listen to, like, you know, I have so much reverence. I don't want to say anything bad. It's the black magic. So we just don't use it. Good job. She just muted him. All right, Nan, I love you, babe. I'm going to give you a break. I need you to, I'm going to DM you. I'm going to DM you, babe. I'm going to DM you. Internal Explorer. All right, I'm going to DM you, girl. I appreciate you so much for moderating this this live and all the work that you have put in with the blocking and the pinning. And thank you so much for bringing people's comments up. I really appreciate that so much. And thank you guys all for being here. And again, holding these frequencies, listening and connecting. I appreciate that. Thank you again all for following my YouTube channel. And I will see you in the next live. If not, catch my videos. Like, share, subscribe, like, share, and comment. and repost. Please repost. Please repost. It doesn't hurt anything to repost. So please repost the content. Get it out there into the feeds for other people to hear, to help with the cognitive dissonance that's going rampant on the world stage right now. If you decide to. You don't have to. Do you, boo, you do you. But anyways, thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate you so much. And all that you do, all that you have done to break your ancestral patterns and to truly aliven the collective with your presence and your heart and your authenticity. All right. I will see you soon. Good night. And happy Venus Jupiter conjunct in GK15 in Gemini. Much love. Thank you. Much love, you guys.